Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I've done a bit more sewing. So I've sewn a couple of versions of the Sinclair Valley top slash dress, because it is a dress pattern and it's like a skater dress style, but I've just made the tops and it has like a little peplum, which is very cute. I made one before in like a brown floral fabric and I did really like it, but I made it a size too small, so I think I made it in the size either the 4 or the 6, but those are like American sizes, so that would be like either an 8 or a 10. I can't remember now off the top of my head. So I wanted to go a size up, so I decided to make it with it's hard to see on camera, it's coming up really dark and it's just like too big. There we go. I'll have to insert some more pictures as well. So this is like a green, I wouldn't say it was teal because I think it's a bit too green, but maybe it's like a dark greeny teal. A green teal jersey, and I think it probably has a bit too much weight and structure to it. It just feels quite heavy when I'm holding it, and I think it hasn't really worked well for the peplums. But also I didn't properly iron out the waistband when I was putting it together. It's really hard to see, sorry. So it look a bit like bubbly and creased, and I don't think it would be as noticeable if it had been a lighter fabric, but it was also my fault for just not ironing it and finishing off the seams properly inside. I did find it a bit tricky to sew, and my top stitching is atrocious. My like hemming of these, is that visible? Totally not visible, I know. Yeah, it's really scruffy looking. I didn't have a colour that matched, so I keep just using any colour that looks anywhere close. So I've used like a dark blue. It's really visible and then it's really messy. I wasn't super pleased with how this turned out. I don't know if I can sort of save this a little bit, but I'm not redoing all of the top stitching, and I think the weight of the fabric is just too much. I also found that it was still a bit on the tight side, and I have wondered subsequently if I just used the same size again by mistake, because I had 2 versions of the Valley top. I'd lost one of them, so I assumed that was the old wrong one, so I used the other one, and I think maybe that was actually the wrong one and I just used the size that was too small. This is a lesson to always put the size, write the size on the pattern when you print it out, because then you just forget what size it's supposed to be. And I do that, and I know to do that, and I just didn't. So I think I maybe made a mistake, and I'm a bit worried now I've made that same mistake with the other version of the top that I made, which is a more successful version. So that's this one. So this is a viscose cotton, no, what is it? It's a viscose jersey, I think. It's definitely like a lighter weight one. It has more drape to it. I just think overall it looks like a better fit for the garment. And it doesn't feel quite as heavy, and it's not quite as structured. I got this from Minerva. I really loved it, looked like the black and white. I went for like a jazzy pattern, but like black and white, so it would colour-wise go with more options. That was my theory anyway. But now I kind of want it in like a jazzy like pink and blue, because I think it has like a sort of 80s or 90s vibe to it. So now I want to make another top, but they don't have it in any other colourways, and I haven't been able to find anything like this in another colourway. This one turned out much better. I think I sewed it more neatly, although it's not perfect, but I did use black thread, which helped. Some of these hems I've obviously struggled with. I was using a walking foot when I was sewing this, and I found it sort of helps but doesn't help at the same time. I know people say like you never regret using one, it's always better, but I do find them actually a bit tricky to get the fabric underneath, because they sort of seem to be like lower down the teeth. So shoving the fabric underneath, it was all getting all like bunched up, especially doing the hems of the sleeves because they're so small. It's so fiddly to get them in there anyway. But overall, it's not bad. And yeah, I do like it, and I like the fabric and I like the weight of the fabric, and I kind of want to use more like viscose modal fabrics. Yeah, I also kind of would like to make the dress version, but that would just take up a lot of fabric, which I don't necessarily have. So yeah, those are my two Valley tops. I basically made them both the same, with the same neckline and the peplum and the long sleeves. I kind of need more long sleeve tops in my wardrobe, so they're both the exact same. The previous one I had made it into a scoop neck and it was just too scoopy. I kind of would probably like to have something in between because that neckline is a little bit high for me. I don't like anything above my collarbones. Collarbone height, that's kind of this, I mean this neckline is kind of what I'm after here. But yeah, those are my Valley tops that I've made, so let me know what you think in the comments. Any advice would be great, and yeah, give me a like and a subscribe for more videos.